G'day everyone and welcome back to Pete's Investing. We're reviewing the blue chip shares of our selections for this week and how they performed. These are some key shares across Australia, the US and Europe, and we update them every weekend. If you want me to review a share price or put them in the comments and I'll cover it in a future video. As always, click on the subscribe button, the notification bell, and like this video to support the channel. So first let's review the channel playlist. This is where we review the blue chip shares in this playlist. We review also a number of indices across the world, and we review some strategy. Well, this is where we use the strategies, and that strategy is a simple trading strategy, the average down process, and some money management ideas. Let's first of all go to the first chart and just want to quickly explain. Here each of these charts covers roughly 17 months horizon. We're looking at a 15-minute bar chart. So in this week's review, looking at the Commonwealth Bank, for instance, you can see here the position closed out early this week after remaining open for a couple of weeks, just over 2 weeks. It opened up back here. What I've done here is I've drawn the target price, and that target price is coming out of this little indicator I've drawn here. You can see there the target price is $100.24, and that's where I've put that dotted line. It's about 124 plus or minus. That's where the position opens. So what that means is there's two criteria we need to meet to close a position. That's our minimum target price. In other words, we don't want it to close it below that level. Now, although it went above that level there, the second criteria is the moving average 20 of the CCI 100 needs to break below the zero line. So that's why that hasn't closed there. So the price did come down below it, and it closed out there. You can see there it fell below that level there. So it closed out and it met the criteria at that point there. So yes, it's a bit less than that high point there, but that's part of our criteria. It just allows the price to run a bit when the CCI is above the zero line. You can see there another position was opened here where the CCI crossed above the zero. That kept going until our position was met again. A new target price was estimated. And if you look down here, the target price was 101.97. So 101.97 was about there. Again, the position closed out just below that level there, and a new position again reopened there. So that's our entry and exit strategy. And again, please refer to our simple trading strategy, average down process video for further detailed explanation. But basically what the CBA has done here, it's closed out early this week and it reopened again. It remains bouncing off this key support area. Next we look at BHP. Now here you can see here it's remained above or bouncing around the MA200 level, but it's kept below the this key resistance area. So that remains open and is pretty much tracking consistent with last week's price movement, although it has broken above the MA200 there. So possibly it continues to rise and see some improvement in the coming week. Volkswagen. You can see here after being open for some weeks and it averaged down back here. Again, refer to our average down video for better explanation how that works. It finally broke above the MA200. It appreciated over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and it finally met our exit criteria, being profitable. Also, it broke below the CCI zero level here, hence the close. The price has dropped below the MA200, but as you can see here, the CCI 100 moving average is approaching our zero entry price, so it may well open this week if the CCI continues to trend upwards. And we look at Telefonica. After trading for a couple of weeks on a bit of a downtrend below the MA200 last couple of weeks, it finally broke above the MA200 and it's trending upwards. Now I've also drawn here our target price along this dotted line and it's kissing that target price. So it hasn't actually, the CCI hasn't broken below zero yet. So if the price continues to accelerate and the CCI touches below the zero, then it'll close out probably in the coming week. So I'll keep an eye on that and see how that performs. Next we look at JPMorgan. position closed late last week. CCI dropped below zero, hasn't broken above the zero yet, hence no new positions opened. And it's also dropped below our MA200 and it's trending downwards. So it's taken a bit of a hit this past week. But again, let's wait and see if the CCI breaks above the zero for a new entry. But it seems to be approaching this support level. Next we'll look at Johnson & Johnson. As you've probably seen from one of my recent videos, that's one of the vaccine companies. And again, I put out a video a couple of weeks ago discussing the vaccine companies and how their charts are performing, including Johnson & Johnson and Sinovac and Pfizer and a few others. But Johnson & Johnson has prices remain under downward pressure along and below this MA200. It's broken above it. It's a bit of an erratic, volatile week this week. A bit of a drop there, then a sudden rise, and it's dropped below the MA200 again. So although the positions remained opened, so I'll just keep an eye on that, see if we're going to add any more positions if it drops further. But just keep an eye on it, see how it performs. Lastly, Caterpillar. Price took a dive this week, well below the MA200. And as you can see here, the CCI 100 is approaching the zero, but nothing for entry yet. So I'll keep an eye on that, see if any new entries happen. Although that is, our positions remain open. If that drops a lot further, we may see an average down if a new entry is calculated with the average down approach. Lastly, let's look at our performance in terms of revenue over the roughly average 17 months. We've generated $7,660 in the buy and sell strategy versus $6,600 the buy and hold strategies. And that just shows the relative performance over the respective share prices. Shows the maximum drawdown for each of those share prices, and that calculates out on a monthly basis average of that's basically that divided by 17 is about $474 a month revenue if you traded those in that snapshot for that time period. Okay, everyone, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and press the notification bell and also the like button to support the channel. And we'll see you guys and talk about it in next week's reviews. Thank you.